going on, world? It's your girl Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast. Hey, hey,
Let's
what it
get
do? What it
it.
do? What it do? Let's go.
What
Let's
is
get
it?
it. We
What's up?
outside. We
Oh,
outside. You
whoa.
outside. We outside. Whoa, whoa, smack it up. Whoa, whoa. Are you dumb?
We love a routine.
Who's with us today?
It's your girl. That was a dramatic pause. It's your girl, Eleonora. You already know. Back and better than ever.
Yo, why do you put on this R&B voice?
I don't know. I feel like it gives a little something, something.
It gives a little something, something. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. I feel like my mic was really low. Anyways, welcome back, friends. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the little break that we had.
Yeah, sorry
Because
about that. Mans are busy, so sorry.
my friend of the show host was busy, so it's okay. But we love that for us. Booked and busy because what? We outside.
Period.
Um, Today we have a very, very good topic that we're going to be discussing. I think it's long overdue.
Most definitely.
So we are going to discuss that. But before we get started, you already know the drill. Let's go through the line. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. That is Shy Tea Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, friends. Hit that bell button so you are notified every single time we post. This mic is just lowering as I am talking, but that's fine. Anyways, and also make sure you are, what did I say? So follow us on Instagram.
The bell, like, comment,
Uh
subscribe.
huh. And then there's another one.
No, that's it.
No, yeah, Apple Podcasts.
Oh,
Follow us on
period.
Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review. I'm seeing the reviews. People are actually leaving us reviews, so
As you
I
should.
appreciate you for doing that
Thank you so
because
much.
it is needed. And thank you for continuing to rock with us.
Period.
And that's all simply.
And that's all period.
You know.
You know,
So how you doing?
outside. Busy again as usual, but this is what I like.
Yeah, the time is
um
it's getting busy for you now because you're about to start up with the Argos.
yeah, because we just finished the Low Raptors 905. Unfortunately, we
L-
lost a game, but like we were first in the Eastern Conference, so I feel like this was better than when I first started. So shout out to them. We had a great season. But that was that. And then yeah. Oh, also, since we have you here, I have a show. Well, shout out to my friend Jermaine. Show's called Hype. April 28th. $10 tickets. Come watch your girl dance. Period. Felt like I should just
Yeah.
plug that in because why not?
Why not? Support thing.
Support the thing. Support.
410, what's it? 410 gem.
Yeah,
410 gem.
410 Gem.
410 gem. Blah, blah. 410 gem. Follow him while you're at it.
Yeah,
Big show
period.
coming up.
Big show, big
Support the
show.
thing.
Your
Support the
girl be
cause.
there alongside my little bestie Angelica. You already know. Shout out to you. She always listens to the podcast in her car, and I appreciate her for that. So shout out to
We
you.
definitely appreciate you for all of that.
Yeah.
But that's good.
How you
That's
been? How
good.
you doing?
Man, it's comp season, so it is hectic.
Everyday competition.
Yeah, literally every weekend is a competition because working at 5 studios,
You
um,
hear that, people? 5.
yeah, 5. It's hard because all of their comps are like back to back to back to back to back. So like it'll be like 2 studios will be competing at the same weekend,
Which
or
sometimes is good
yeah,
because
it's
like
good.
it's
It worked out like best for one of my comps.
yeah, you're repping both.
I
Wearing the
was
jacket
repping
and the
both
sweater.
studios because both studios were actually competing and they were both there. So I ended up being able to compete with both
That's fun.
at the same comp, which was nice. It was very convenient. However, now, we're getting to that last leg where like I need to actually try to
Like
go
be
to
there.
the
Yeah,
other studios
it's hard.
competition. So I'm trying my best to show up for the other studios I wasn't able to attend their competitions for. But yeah, it's comp season, which means we're dwindling down to the end of the year, which means like, I'm happy we were able to push through and get through it. So
Thank God.
now I'm just
Give
hoping it
thanks.
continues and we don't have to
No,
walk
we're
into
putting
any issues.
positive vibes out here,
Hmm.
and that's what we're doing. We're outside, never inside.
Yo, but yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Other than that, I mean, keeping up with the people them and them business, staying in people's business, celebrities, not anybody that is okay.
Ah,
Yeah, because for the most part, I drink water and what mind my
mind my
business.
business.
Boy, so yeah, no, just keeping up with the people them and their shenanigans, and yeah,
Yeah, because that's entertainment. Love that
Mm,
for us.
love that for us.
Yeah.
But today we're gonna get into
Interesting topic.
interesting topics that are currently um
It was a conversation that I was having with her, and then I started to get hot. And when Aaliyah starts to get hot, that means she's very passionate about
she's
the
like, yo, we need to
conversation.
talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah, like because I was just getting hot, and I was like, you know what? The people need to hear me.
No, they do. I think it's very important that we have these conversations. I don't know. I have a lot of concerns for this industry to the point where like I'm going to be extremely vulnerable right now. Yeah, with me being like completely transparent right now, I don't feel like I just feel lost in this industry. Like I don't care to dance in this industry anymore.
Like in the industry here or in the industry in general.
In the industry here in Toronto.
Okay, I get
I
that.
don't
I can understand
I
that.
don't I don't know like I'm starting to feel or like question if I align if I should like if I should like continue to seek I don't want to say I'm not validations but like seeking gigs, jobs, like
Yeah, I hear you because
getting
it's yeah,
representation, getting
yeah.
another agent just because I have such a bad taste in my mouth. I just don't I don't know, like I don't care.
Yeah, no, I get that because for me, for somebody who doesn't have anybody representing them for like an agency, I've never been with one, so
Mhm.
I don't know what that life is like.
Mhm.
But for me, I've just kind of learned to market myself
Yeah.
and put myself out there and find myself to auditions or find gigs. I mean, I haven't actually dabbled in a lot, but enough where I feel like I can just do this on my own or my best to do it on my own. If I need assistance, I would just seek out to somebody that I know that's in the industry that does castings because like for me it just seems like when you know the right people then it's kind of easier. You don't necessarily need, for me personally, you don't necessarily, I don't think you need somebody to represent you in my humble opinion here. I don't know about elsewhere in the world where there's dancers, whether that's you're in LA, New York, Atlanta, wherever you are, but here I feel like it's just easier for you to try your best to put yourself out there and
Mhm.
then see what happens
Mhm.
because I don't see anybody who has representation here really doing anything. And if they're doing stuff, it's the same 10, 15 people who are being represented by somebody that are being booked for things. So it's
Okay,
kind
so
of,
I think you're going like you're diving in like really quickly. But in terms of like just dancing, like I don't like yes, representation and like having an agent is something that we will discuss. But I'm just talking about literally just dancing, like going to go
like
and take a
class.
class.
Oh,
Like
okay, okay, got you. My bad.
I just don't want to do it.
I felt that too. I'm kind of stuck because
I'm
like
stuck
I don't know where to
because
go.
yeah, and it's like I just feel like I am somebody who I want to learn. And as now as I'm 31 years young, um,
Period.
you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go to places where like I can actually gain and learn.
Some knowledge
Yeah, I just don't want to go somewhere just to do a combo and record me
and
dancing
go home.
and post it on Instagram. Like
Yeah,
I'm not fighting for the limelight. Like my fight is something different. My
yeah,
fight is to learn. I feel like there's room for me to grow. I feel like there's room for me um to become a better dancer and
yeah.
I'm still a student. Like yeah, I teach dance.
Yeah, but that'll also help you into becoming a better choreographer and teacher because you're
Exactly.
learning.
Exactly. But I just feel like I'm not really learning. And then it's very politicky. It's very politicky. And it's like the places that are supposed to be safe places for us to dance are not that place for me. I don't know if that's for everyone
Yeah,
else.
everybody has like their
But
different reasons. Just
there's
disclaimer out
there's
there.
yeah, there's different places where I feel and like, I do so much. I do a lot, but I still train. I still train with footnotes. And like that is like the place where like every day I go in there, I learn something new.
Shout out footnotes because she's definitely applied her knowledge from there to me for somebody who's never experienced that,
Right.
and it's actually like
It's
it's
good.
really
It's
good.
really good. And it's like I learn a lot from there and I grow. I've grown as a dancer. Like I've fallen in love with different street styles that I didn't really not care for, but I didn't really know
And you weren't
about.
exposed to it really.
Exactly. So because I'm not exposed to it, I wasn't really, I didn't know. But I have a newfound love for locking. Like that's something that like I want to get better at. It takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of
And you
dedication.
probably never thought you'd see the day.
No, I wouldn't have never. But I'm doing it, and even I'm brooking up myself in a two trying to flip and dip.
What's the turtle stand that you're trying
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
every
yeah,
day?
yeah. Cheyenne can't do that, but like I do it. Like what I'm saying. So it's like that is the part where like I don't care for it anymore,
Yeah.
and I just feel lost.
No, I felt that because I feel like with like certain like even training programs that like they're coming out with, like you still have to like submit and you still have to be a certain at a certain level of dance. Which granted I understand depending on what is it you're doing that yes, sometimes the choreographer might want you at a little bit more of a intermediate level. But for instance, it's kind of like the programs that are coming out in my opinion that I'm seeing, it's like it's still a submission. So it's just like how or why is that a thing? Like why do I have to submit for a training program?
I think with certain people, like to submit for training, I think it's just so that they can see if you
Will fit well?
will fit with their
Okay.
material.
Okay.
I think choreographers, like different
Understandable.
people who actually, it's not to say that you can't or that they're looking for,
Like a
a
certain
certain,
levels, like
yeah,
skill
there's not
level.
a certain standard, I would more so say. I think it's just for them to see how you move and
Okay.
then for them to also see if you can gain something from their material, from their movement.
Yeah, makes
You know what
sense.
I
See if
mean?
it's like
So it's
comfortable
see if it's
in a
like
way.
if it's something that you can adapt to, if you can adjust to, if it's something you can learn, if it's something that you can grow with. I think that's okay.
Okay.
But
Understandable. I
I,
probably just didn't understand that very
yeah,
well.
but there's
Yeah.
certain people who explain it good. And
Yes.
the person that I know you're talking about,
Yeah.
they explained it
Yeah, they
good.
did. Yeah,
And
most
and then that's
definitely.
when I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes
That's when I
sense."
understood it because when I first saw it, I didn't get it. But then I was like, oh, okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
so
okay,
like
I understand now.
that's good, but then also there isn't a lot of training companies.
Yeah. I take back my statements now that I'm thinking about it. This is why we have these things, these conversations. I see that makes sense. So that like when you go into it, that like the person is prepared for you and in a way that they can understand you to help you to so you can get something out of the program that you're
Yeah, you
taking.
can submit, you can audition. Like Footnotes has had an audition recently, and it's just to for you to see if that's something you can keep up with.
Facts.
Like this is exactly what we're going to give you. The audition is pretty much a free class. This is exactly what you are going to deal with us
So
in
like
this
when you
class.
auditioned, like what made you say like I wanted to like do this? Like did you think that you could do it or were you just doing it to do it?
Um when I auditioned for Footnotes, I was trying to discover a different side of hip hop that I wasn't familiar with.
Okay.
I was very inspired by Ocean. Shout out to
Shout out to
you.
Ocean.
And I saw her growth because I've always like me and Ocean always crossed paths. Whether it was girls club, it was eye candy, it was something that we always like came back to and we
Yeah.
trained together. And then as I saw her go into more of the street styles and doing locking and becoming a locker, I was like, wow, like how did you do that? Like what did you do? And she was like, Footnotes. And she told me. And I remember one time I was supposed to be like her friend, her special guest friend, and I couldn't end up going because I think I had to teach or something came up and I couldn't go, and I felt like crap because like I know that she saw that I was interested and she
Mhm.
was bringing me to it so I can see it.
Yeah.
And so after that, that's when I was like, all right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go do this. And I was doing Footnotes, and then I got kicked out.
Mhm.
And I got kicked out because I wasn't committed, and it wasn't no like bad blood. It was just like, yo, like right now, this is
Yeah, I
not the
remember
time
you
for
yeah,
you,
you
right?
explaining.
And then there was auditions again, and they were like, yo, like, why are you here? Because we kicked you out.
That's
Like
very
I
honest
got
of you.
called out. Like I got called out. And I was like, honestly, like, I thought I didn't need this. I
Mhm.
got really like big headed. I was like, oh, whatever. Like, it's light, whatever. It's not a big deal. I can just go take classes. But then when I left and I was going and seeking training, the quality of training wasn't there like it is in Footnotes.
Mhm.
So because of that, that's what made me realize like I left, I said it. I was like, I left lobster for mac and cheese.
And not the good mac and cheese either. We're
I'm
talking
trying
about
to
the
say
craft
it, like
dinner.
craft dinner actually. Like just sorry, like you know what I'm saying? But like, like you left gourmet food for like dega dega.
Yeah.
So like that's what I felt like. And I said that to them and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hold myself accountable, I'm gonna show up. And yeah, like there's things that happen where like I get busy like comp and like I'm full-time dance teacher, so I communicate it, but I very much so I value that I value my spot. I
Hmm.
value the fact that I'm in there. I value that fact that I'm training in there. But as I was about to say, there isn't any really like solid training in the city.
No, there's not.
Like there's not a lot of quality training,
Yeah,
in my
that's
opinion.
that's one more time for the people in the back.
There's not a lot of quality
Thank you,
training. I almost licked my lip
because
on the mic, but
there,
yeah.
there's a lot of things that are coming out now, and people are trying to dibble dabble in certain things. And for me personally, I feel like, in the nicest way possible, stay in your lane. Like, I don't think
What
that
do you
you
mean
need
by
to,
that?
like, don't offer something if you are not qualified to offer something. So like all these different programs,
Oh, I know what you're
it's
talking
kind
about.
of like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're offering something, and yeah, you want to do better for the city, and yeah, you want to do better for the dance community, but are you sure that you're able to do that? Are you sure that, when in this program, why should I be giving you my money? That's what I
Right.
am
And
trying to understand.
yeah, and that goes back to how I started this conversation was I just don't care about it because there isn't any more quality.
Yeah,
It's become more of the quantity
exactly.
and the numbers. And if you can bring this amount of people and if you can do that amount of things, and I get it, I understand we are in a
A time where
a
numbers
time where
matter.
numbers and money matter. I get it because we sat down for 2 years,
Doing nothing. Yeah,
and I
exactly.
get it. However, that doesn't mean that now the quality of the training has to just demolish as well.
Yeah, but and you can bring quality, because when you bring quality, you will bring the numbers.
You'll
You'll
bring the
bring the coin.
quantity, of
You'll bring
course, you
that.
will. But some people don't see that way.
But I shouldn't even say that, because like some people really don't. But it's kind of like, for me, like if I'm offering you something, like for you, you do footnotes. They're offering you quality,
Yeah,
and they're giving you training, they're giving you knowledge, and you use that and you apply that to your kids, and
yeah,
you show them that you learn. Even me, things that I never thought I would even be able to do, struggle to do certain things, but like I'm like, wow. And I've seen the improvement in your dancing, from, and your choreography, from when you even started footnotes till now.
yeah.
And I'm just like,
And
you've changed, and it's made
that
a
is
huge
because of that.
difference.
It's because of the growth that I've had in that training, in the training that I've done. It's that knowledge that I've obtained, the importance of not just doing a boom cat 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 and put it into a
Yeah,
combination,
and that's all
but
fine and
actually,
dandy, but
yeah,
like,
but it gives you something different when like somebody can tell you this is your Queens rock, this is your Bronx rock, this is your that, this is your shuffle step in house, this is your Jack in the Box, this is like these are all things that are good.
yeah,
Like when you say it's like if I go put a combination in a jazz class, I can say, okay, here you're gonna do a triple pirouette here. We're going to ronde Jean out. We're gonna lift onto our back left leg, and then we're gonna jump into a right leg jeté, transferring our weight back into a side layover, like over into a needle. Like I can give you the names of
yeah,
the vocabulary.
exactly.
There is vocabulary in hip hop, and that was
And people
something.
forget that.
Yeah,
They
that
forget
was
that.
something that
Yeah,
I had lost. So
yeah.
that's why I wanted to go into footnotes, and I was glad that like I am strong in hip hop.
Because that was mainly like your teaching
Yeah,
choice
but
style.
now I'm getting introduced to different street styles.
Yeah,
So it's the quality of the training, and it lacks in the city. I feel like that there were people that were doing it, and maybe that, you know, different things aligned and went different places, and people can transition and change, and we're all here for that.
yeah.
But it just sucks that the things that were once there are no longer there, and now it's like it's deflating, and now we don't know what's next or who is there to do
Who's there
something
to,
next.
exactly?
And then a lot of people don't care to do anything next because of the
Lack
the lack
of support.
of support and the entitlement.
Ooh, yeah. That, yeah,
It's like what
yeah,
what Toya said.
yeah. It's everybody just feeling entitled nowadays, and that, well, like, they can go learn from somebody else and go take somebody's 4 week program. I think all of a sudden they're qualified to do the same thing.
Yeah. And but I mean, it's not even like yes to that, but I think the entitlement just comes from just having one opportunity,
And an ego.
and then that just boosts your head in a different way.
Yeah,
That you almost like forget like there were people that did that before you, or
and
who already
who
did
are
that,
do yeah,
or
exactly,
who
or
are
are
doing
doing
it.
it,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
So it's like that entitlement where it's like they don't feel like they have to work for anything, because not that they don't have to work for anything, but they can get it based off of their name or who they know. That's why I'm like, it's become very like political. Like, it's all about the politics in dance.
Yeah.
It's not like, what about the actual like talent? There's so much super.
But just because you know somebody, that doesn't mean the same for you. I
What do you
can
mean?
like I know you. You're like obviously you're my sister, and like you can say you have a job for like a movie. Just because I know you, that doesn't automatically assume that like I can start doing the same thing you're doing.
Well,
Just
that's
because we know each
it's
other.
not even it's not about that. It's I when I say when like it's based off of like who they know, it's that it's like if it's something where, oh, like this person is doing that, okay, for sure I can do this. They put a certain value to what they're doing based on who's doing it and
Oh,
who they
okay.
know.
Oh, okay.
So
Understand.
they can know Jim, Bob, and Brown, and they could be doing the exact same thing, but
Mm.
because they don't know them, they don't see the point. Like the entitlement is there. Where like, I don't have to do that because you are not somebody that I see that's on my level. But say
Okay.
it's, just putting a name out there, say it's Luther Brown,
Hmm.
then people are gonna flock because he's a
Oh,
magnitude.
because of the yeah, I
But
hear the
Jim,
popularity
Jim,
behind the
Bob, and
name.
Brown can be doing the exact same thing as
Exactly.
Luther Brown.
Yeah.
But
But
because
because they don't have the
Luther,
yeah, I
the
get what you're saying.
entitlement
And the
feels like they can
and
go
like the
there.
popular yeah,
Yeah.
I get
So
it.
they're entitled. They don't got to work for it.
Yeah.
If Jim, Bob, and Brown are going to tell you that you have to submit, you have to do this, you have to do this, you got to crawl before you walk. But Luther Brown could offer you the same thing, and you don't have to do much because that person knows you,
Yeah.
or because, they're just making it like, oh, I know you're a good person, so you can come, or I know you're a good dancer, so you can come.
So they kind of take the
They,
easier
they
way
take the
out.
easier way
Yeah.
out. So it's like, for prime example, Footnotes does a 3 month probation. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be an advanced dancer. You could be whatever. Everybody has to do the 3 month probation, and then once the probation's over, they'll move you up.
Yeah.
People were like, "Why do I have to do that when I can do this? Because I don't need to go into this beginner program isk because like I already know all this stuff, so I can just jump over to advanced." And it's like, nah, like everybody has to go through
Yeah,
this
you know
period,
the
no
stuff,
matter
but do
who
you know
you
the stuff
are.
with them?
It like, yeah, they
Like
don't
that
they don't know the
yeah, you
quality.
don't
You
know the
can know it,
quality.
but and they
Yeah.
can know you're a dope dancer, but they need to see your work ethic because
Exactly.
that's what makes you
And especially if
valued.
they don't know you like that.
Exactly.
And they
But they could know you like that, they could not know you like that. It doesn't even matter to them. That's the point. That's the point. They don't
yeah.
even they don't it doesn't matter to them.
Mm.
And that's what we need, but that's what we lack. And then you feel like, well, I'm casted here, or I'm hand selected here, or like I don't really have to do this, and because I did this job, or because I was on set for Work It, I'm good and I'm
But
Gucci.
that's all fine and dandy to be pre-selected for certain things. Like I'm not like good for you guys, but like I think when that happens, like they forget that they also in certain environments have to go to the back of the line now.
But yeah, but you see, like that's where I say like there's a lot of like politics behind it, and it's lacking thereof when it comes to quality, when it comes to training, when it comes to wanting to grow in this industry. I feel like we all flock to the same thing, the
But why do you
same
think
three
so?
things, because we ain't got nothing else. Dance wise,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
we ain't
yeah.
got nothing else. There's three things that everybody flocks to: zombies.
Well, she's talking today,
um
friends.
there's one more.
There's the next one.
The Next Step.
Oh yeah, that's still on TV.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
And any one hit wonder movie that comes to Toronto.
Yeah, any like one big or any dance movie. But like these dance movies aren't even quality dance movies.
That's not that, anyways. But like that's what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
like everybody's fighting to be in zombies. Every summer, everybody's fights to be in that same thing. And because a certain talent agency has their hand in it, they want to stay because that opportunity to take on that role
Hmm.
will be there for them as long as they stick by this person. We all flock to the same thing. If there's a one dance movie that's going to happen, everybody's going to jump in on that dance movie. If there's another thing, everybody's going to jump in on that dance movie. There's not a lot of options as per se, like a place out in LA, a place out in Vancouver. Vancouver, there are many options because many different films, dance shows,
Yeah, a
things
lot
like
of
that
American
film out there.
TV shows and stuff film in Vancouver.
Yeah. But then like Toronto, it's like we all fight for the same thing. And that's for that one little Dega Dega Disney movie. And I just don't understand it. And then it's like, oh, well, I did this now. So I feel like I can big up my chest and puff out my chest and I can feel like I'm outside. And then it's like, no, that's not how that works. Learn, grow, and get your job done, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta build up our resumes. I'm
Exactly.
not telling you to go work for free, but like don't walk around with a chip on your shoulder or feel like my head gets bigger because I was in the room for this.
But you got to start somewhere before you can start getting paid.
Yeah, and that and I
Like,
don't think
you,
that's a step that people are missing. I think that people are now walking around with a chip on their shoulder because they can say that I was in Zombies 1, 2, and 3. There's a self of entitlement now.
okay, so
So I don't need to do all of this because I'm doing this.
yes, you're young, but you were in Honey. That was a big movie, big movie. And look at you. You don't walk around. Well, I'm this, that, and the third, and you did plenty other things after that. So like,
But
why do you think that you can like do this one thing and all of a sudden I'm my chest is out here? Like I don't get it
and that's and
because
and
it can just go snatch.
and that's the thing, but it comes with who you surround yourself with. It comes
True.
with the
Yeah.
people that you talk to,
Birds of
the
a feather
people that
flock
you
together.
you learn from. It comes with the people that who you choose to represent you.
Yeah.
It comes with all of
Definitely.
that, and it
Yeah.
all has a hand in it. And it's like you can't just walk around thinking that things are given to you and not earned.
Ooh.
You have to earn. You have to
Speaking.
earn things. You got to go train to earn a spot. You have to go and work to earn a spot to move up. You have to anything, day, life, job.
You
In
don't just
order
start the
for
job
you,
and they give you a raise.
exactly. In order for you to come here, everybody has a 3-month probation for every work you do, every
Every
job you
job you
do.
do.
You get a 3-month probation. If you pass a certain level and you show like this and that and this, then they have no problem giving you a raise. They have no problem
Yeah.
upping you. They're promoting you. Like there's always room for growth.
Yeah.
And that is the problem. There is room for growth in this industry, and a lot of people are not seeing that. And it's getting tiring now.
It is.
I'm tired of having these conversations
We've
and cross fingers when my good friend come. I'm not gonna say her name, but you know who you are. When my good friend comes on here and joins us and have this conversation, these are things I want. Like,
and this will be firsthand, like in it
yeah,
and
in
giving
it, and like this
opinions.
is
Yeah.
exactly what needs to be said because there's a lot of things that I'm concerned about, and I just don't get it. I'm concerned for my black people.
Oh, listen, we were having that conversation the other day, not to get too much into it. I was having that conversation with somebody and they're like, why don't I see enough of us like coming out to auditions and stuff? And like they asked me like why I started to come out for certain things. And I'm just like, honestly, that's the reason why. Because I was privileged enough to grow up with the benefits of actually learning and having training of dance, and some of these girls don't, so they feel that maybe like they're lost, they don't see enough of us out here, so they're like what's the point? And that's kind of how I felt at first. I was like, it's okay.
Or maybe because they're too busy in the back of the line
That too.
when they should be at the
Be at the
front
front of the
because they've
line.
been loyal and they've been
Yeah.
training in certain dance companies for years.
And they just don't, you're just
And you're
there,
just
you're just
not
another number
yeah, you're
to
not
them.
seen.
Yeah.
You
That's
don't want
another
to be in
reason
those
as well.
places, so you start to question yourself as a dancer.
Because then you try to put that, because I used to do that, I used to question myself as a dancer, and I'm just like, wait a minute.
Or they just need one person or you all look alike. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we don't need
Because
all
they don't,
5 of you.
we
We
just
only
need
need
one
one. We only need 2
or two if
maybe.
you're lucky,
Or one
to
that's a
make it look
darker skin
diverse,
tone and one
and
that's
one's
a
a
lighter
lighter
skin
skin
tone, but
tone.
you both black.
But you're both black.
So
Yeah.
we got black people now.
Yeah.
So
Because
let's
we got,
cross that off the checklist now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired of it.
And it sucks, and that goes with every industry, to be honest, whether you're an actor, singer, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that's just what it
It
is.
but the thing is that all of the talent and the people that who are working behind the scenes are black.
Yeah.
The choreographers are black.
Yeah.
The co-choreographers are black who are not really co-choreographing and who are doing all the choreography are black.
Yeah.
And that's why like I'm just saying like it's
Everything that people, I shouldn't say everything, but majority of the things that you're doing, somebody black is right there in the room.
it's inspired by
It's
black.
inspired by black.
But it's like what do we do? I got to keep fighting to get that for like I don't want to do that.
We don't, but we do.
And that's what I'm trying to say and that's why like
Because if we stop, we won't get anywhere. Because we have to just keep fighting, because they can't put us down forever. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep putting ourselves out there, because we can't stop. because there's gonna be that little black girl who says, "Mom, I want to do this, that, and the third, and I want to dance." And we have to be that to be like, you know what, like never give up because they can tell you no 10 times, but there's gonna be a time where they're gonna say yes.
Right.
So you can't let that bring you down. You have to keep fighting.
And I think also people have a hand in it when they know exactly what's going on. Um, I mean, not to just go off into a tangent and just, but when they know what's going on around them and like they see it and they like pat your back behind closed doors, but then they're gonna continue to go flock to that place, or they're gonna stay with that place, or they're gonna stay with that person that's gonna
I don't want
represent
that.
them. I don't
I
need
don't need
that.
that. I don't
And
want
it's
that.
like it's cool, like do what you gotta do, but at the end of the day, there shouldn't be a hidden agenda for me to have to go kiss someone's ass to get to where I need to be.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to do
Like
that.
that's not how it
That's not
works.
no.
It's hard work
Yeah,
that gets you somewhere. Not because I did this and I did that and I had to bend some rules and I
yeah,
had to, get this person to put me out on here. That's not how this works. So that's where the ego gets built. And that's why some of these young dancers have chips on their shoulders
yeah.
and they feel like they're better than, or like they look at you sideways
Or
like,
you're
who are
less
you?
than, and I'm
Or you're
more
less than
than.
because I was on this set and I was on this and I was
Yeah.
on that and I was on this.
Okay.
Okay. And so what?
And that lasted how long? And where are you right now?
And then you're still in the same
N-
place with me
Nobody's ever.
because yeah, you were there for that time period, but
But
after zombies, you came back to reality.
and where are you right now? Right beside me.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So
So that's the thing, and that's why it's so hard. And that's why I have so much concern. Like, are we gonna train? Are you too good to train because you booked a bunch of Netflix movies?
there's nobody around. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but people don't have people around to tell them these things. Like I always tell people that I have you around to tell me what things are and how things are. And not everybody has you around. I
Yeah,
have teachers and choreographers that I've known for a decent amount of years who have been in the industry who give me advice, and people are not lucky to have that, and they can have that but they choose not to
yeah,
because they're there,
yeah.
they're around, you guys just don't pay attention
I think a lot of people didn't value those people's time and energy. And
when
because,
it was there.
because they're older, they
Y-
just don't see
yeah,
what they can bring now.
but it's the
It's
same energy
yeah,
essentially.
but it's what I've been saying. It's paying attention to the quantity and not the
Yeah,
quality. It's a numbers game. Pay attention to who follows who. Pay attention to how many followers they have.
yep.
Pay attention to how much they can
And
attract
how
by
much
reels.
bookings they've
It's about the
done. Yeah,
branding. And like I get it. And branding is super important. Don't get me wrong. I know that that's what it is right now. But also, as much as it's important for you to brand yourself, it's also important for you to improve yourself.
yeah.
It's also important for you to put yourself first as a dancer, as a student, and then jump into other things.
But sometimes
Wear
those other
that
things
hat
are not for
proud.
you, and that's what I feel like some of us are missing. Like sometimes you can just be a dancer. Like you don't have to wear 12 hats and try to be this, that, and the third. Like I'm not saying that like people can't dibble dab in the creativity if you want to like choreograph a piece or whatever the case may be, but I think too much of us are trying to do
You
10
know,
different
I
things.
don't I hear what you're saying and I get that. I think what you're trying to say is that like you can continue to be a student even if you are a choreographer,
Yeah.
because that's something that you can't just say, okay, well now I'm this and I'm not this anymore. Everyone is a student. Everyone should be wanting to grow and learn as individuals, because you as an individual learning and growing could be applied to a job, a booking, or
Yep.
whatever. Like it could apply to anywhere. It doesn't matter about the quantity, it's the quality. Are you making sure that you are taking care of yourself as a dancer? Are you making sure that you are making it a point to train so that you can get better, so you can book more because you are training? And
Yep.
just because I'm booking more doesn't mean I'm going to train
Let
less.
one more time.
Just because I'm booking more doesn't mean I'm going to train less.
Period.
And that is the issue. People
That is
feel that
that.
because they're
Yep.
booking, they ain't got to train.
Yep.
And then when they go to these classes, it's not training, it's a puppy show. Put me upon people them camera. No, man, I'm tired of it. It's getting annoying
Yeah,
now.
and then people kind of like a little segue a little bit, but like people don't have like audition etiquette, and I think that's one thing that we're missing as well.
That goes back to being a student,
Yeah,
because you learn that stuff in class. You
from the
learn
right
that
people who are
you
willing to
learn it
teach
in
that.
class. Listen,
Yeah.
it's been taught in class. When you're in class, you have to stand and listen so you can learn, so you can catch the combo. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's a
basically it
an
is.
audition is a class.
No,
Essentially,
literally is.
it's a
You're just not
class.
paying for
It's a
it.
class. It's a class that you're going into.
Yep.
So that's how you need to look at it as. If you don't have the same etiquette in an audition, you won't have that same
Same
etiquette
etiquette
in
in
class.
class.
It's as simple as that. It's the exact same
That's
thing.
very much true.
So please, I beg, don't tell me that. I'm tired of it. Like that's exactly the reason why I have so much concern, and like it goes back to the kids I teach.
Because if you don't start them young,
But you see,
they're not
that's
gonna learn.
and they're already feeling this
Entitlement
entitlement.
at a young age because of the generation that we're in.
Let me tell you something.
Because
I
we didn't
can't
grow up
even
like that.
I can't even get no, we did not. I can't even give corrections to some of my students without them feeling like I am being mean. And what I don't understand is when did we lose the value of getting a correction? When did we lose the value of constructive
We
criticism?
lost it when we had certain people, not necessarily your students, to just general statement that they decided to baby them and just not say anything
It's a
because
different, yeah.
they were too worried that something might happen, so they just let it slide. Back in our days, that didn't happen.
No,
You got a correction, and when you got that correction,
that was a good thing.
that was a good thing. And when you got that correction, you better make sure that you fixed it,
Hmm.
because there was no, oh, let me hold your hand. No, we're not doing that. Especially as a competitive student, you definitely had to make sure that you were on your P's and Q's and you knew what you were doing. And when you're getting corrections, how I grew up and learned, that means they care. Because if they don't care and you're not giving me corrections whole
It's a
hour
problem.
class,
It's a
that's a
problem.
problem. Why are you
Hmm.
not saying anything to me?
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not perfect.
All
And I
right.
know I didn't do that double
Right.
pirouette perfectly. So why are you silent?
Right.
So I preferred, and still do, I want you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I want you to tell me how I can improve. But you try to do that these days, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're being mean
With certain
with
places.
certain places.
Yeah. And that's a problem. Like a lot of these kids are just like they're getting their hands held.
Yeah,
And that's not the
that's
real
not the real
world.
world, and that's with everything. It's not just dance;
No, it's everything in
it's
life.
life.
It's not that's not how it is. And it's like I'm not doing this with like my younger kids because obviously the younger kids they still have,
Yeah, they still have plenty of life to live.
you know what
They
I
don't.
mean? But it's like the older kids where I'm looking at them, I'm like, if you guys actually want to dance and say you want to dance in this
Seriously, yeah.
industry, let me tell you something.
You are the least of their worries.
You think I'm mean. You think because I'm telling you to point your foot in your jete, I mean, you think because I'm saying you guys are coming to class not knowing what you're doing when you should be knowing what you're
And
doing,
I'm
I
definitely
mean,
I sometimes go to class not know what I'm doing, so I definitely can relate.
you know what I'm saying?
And that's something that you have to hold yourself
You
accountable to,
gotta there's
because
at some point you gotta hold yourself accountable
yeah,
as a dancer.
because the choreographer's not supposed to know your choreo. You are, because you're the one performing it.
And what you want me to do every week you come in here not knowing what you're doing, I'm supposed to hold your hand and rub your back?
Yeah, no, I felt
I'm not
I'm a
doing
victim
that.
to that. I'm definitely
Nah.
yeah,
There's sometimes I'll be like, all right, there's a
and
little clarification.
I
I
understand the
get it.
frustration.
But yeah, but
Yeah,
that's the thing. And it's like, I did a test. I'm not gonna hold you. I did a test. I did it where like I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna say good job. I'm gonna say if you would like to do this, this is how this is. But hey, like you guys can make that decision
and how did
yourself.
that go?
Boy, oh boy, they hated it. They
Are
hated
we
it.
surprised?
They hated it. I didn't give I gave one girl correction because she was the only name that didn't do or say the things that,
Yeah,
you know, so
yeah.
I gave her corrections. And then it started to feel like to her she was like, "Okay, like are you just singling me out now?" And I'm like, "No, no, no. I'm doing this on purpose." At the end of the class, I explained it to them. I was like, "This is why I'm doing this." Because did you get a correction today? No. Did you get a correction today? No. Did you get a correction today? No. How did that make you feel?
You feel like you're ignored.
That's exactly what they said. I feel like you're not seeing me, and like
Yeah.
the only person you're paying attention to is the other
Oh,
kid.
oh,
And
sorry, hit the
then
mic. Oh,
right? And then the other kid was like, "Well, I feel like you're singling me out." And I'm like, "You see why? You see. Do you see? Do you guys understand now why now you want it, but when I was giving it to you, I was mean?" That is the problem. And it's not just and it's like
and it's not
now
necessarily like the student's fault.
no, it's not the
It's
student's
not the
fault.
student's
It's
fault.
just as a whole as dance teachers, it starts with us.
Yeah, because there's a difference between giving criticism and just being flat out rude. I've experienced both in my younger days, and now as I've gotten older, I've experienced some more constructive criticism from having conversations with people who actually care.
But we both knew and know how that feels slash felt.
Most
And we
definitely.
don't repeat that.
No, I'm not repeating
And I
that
don't repeat
because I
that
know
with
how
my
I
kids
felt.
because I know how I felt with that.
Exactly.
I just wanted someone to
To see,
care and
yeah,
see
to see
me.
me, exactly.
And
And
I
we
want
had that.
yeah, but like there's one person
Yeah.
that I didn't spend 5 to not hold on, I'm boosting 15 hours with out of the 25-hour dance period I had
Yep.
a week. I
Yep.
spent 15 hours with one individual,
Yep.
and I didn't experience the same as the 10 hours I spent with this person.
Exactly.
The lesser hours I spent with this person, I didn't feel with that. And it was like, well, if this person can give me this, why can't you give me that?
Yep.
That's why I made sure that my karma will not be me treating people how that
How I
person
got
treated me.
exactly because it
I'm
didn't
gonna
feel
make
good.
sure I'm gonna tend to my kids and make sure they all feel valued. But you see, the problem now that comes with it, where I say it starts with us, is there's a lack of discipline.
Yes.
There's a lack of
Yes.
discipline with
Yes.
some of these studios, and that's why. And I'm not talking about like anywhere that I work at. I'm talking about an overall general
Yeah,
comment.
because like you see these things at like
You see it at different
different
competitions. You
competitions,
can
different
see it. Like
studios that you go
me,
to.
right?
Like there's
Me
competition, there's
going to
dance
the
etiquette.
exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Me going to these competitions the other day, I'm seeing all these studios, and I'm sitting back, and I'm like, holy, I can tell these kids are in the studio like 30 plus hours a week.
Yeah.
I
You can
can
tell.
tell.
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
tell
tell.
by the way that they are training, by
And they
the way
move
that they are
together.
dancing,
Yep.
the way that they're performing their routines, the way how they warm up in the warm up room, the way
Yep.
how they're going over stuff. Like I can tell by their focus. That's that discipline.
Yep.
And those kids don't miss a class. Those
Yep.
kids don't drop classes because it's not fun. They're not doing any of that.
We were not allowed to do those things.
You're locked in,
You're
and you
locked
have to
in.
show that you're
Yep.
committed and that you are disciplined.
Yep.
That is what we are lacking in this dance industry, and that's why the growth of the industry is such a concern for me,
Most
because a
definitely.
lot of the kids who are moving this way are this new generational dancers who got rubbed on their back and their hands were held,
Yep.
and they were able to drop and do this because this was too hard.
And they were just given a solo because they wanted one or
Right,
whatever the case
like I
may be.
said, it was given, not earned.
Yep. You couldn't and even if you got it 1 year, don't assume you're gonna get it the
That's
next.
what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to
Like, don't
say.
assume.
That's what I'm trying to say. And that's the problem nowadays. So what can we do? I don't want to continue to just keep sitting down and complaining about it.
We just have to keep doing what we're doing, and we have to have teachers and choreographers, which by the way those are two different things, who do but that's a conversation for a different day, but who do the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
I am not either. I'm will be a student forever, but again, I want people like you
Yeah.
to tell me when I'm messing up, to tell me that this is what life is like, to tell me that this is what you need to do, and you need to start putting in so you can get that same energy out. Because the lack of effort that you put in and dedication, that's what you're gonna get out.
Yep.
If you put in the dedication, you put in the work, and you're in the studio, it's gonna show when you're dancing.
Yes. To the people in the back.
And
Yes.
I thank you.
Nah, man. Yes. What you put in is what you will get out.
Because I am a example of training for an entire year and taking the same person's class for an entire year and watching how I changed when I got into the classes
Mm-hmm.
and when I got out. And that
Mm-hmm.
was when I said, you know what, let me go audition for this, because I knew that I put in the work to be like, you know what, I think I'm ready
Mm-hmm.
to go and do this. But when you don't do that and you're not putting in the work, you can't expect to be like, well, I'm about to go walk into
Yeah, but
here.
even when you got that spot,
But even
you
when I got the
still
spot,
had to
I
put
still
in the
had to
work.
work because there's no
Exactly.
way I could just get comfortable and be like, well, I'm here
Mm-hmm. And catch
and
and put your foot
here
up
we
and that
are. You
everything's
can't do
okay.
that. The work just started.
Mm.
You just took the first step,
Mm.
baby. Like
Mm.
you didn't. You just started. Like
Y'all lucky I ain't
you're
got
still
long
put.
nails. Y'all lucky.
This is still putting in work because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you got the spot, but why do you deserve to keep it?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you deserve to be here?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's plenty of the people that they can
That will
say
come and take
that
your
will come and
spot.
take your spot
Mm-hmm.
quick and fast.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
show
exact.
me why you can keep it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not hard,
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Church. Where's the church bells? Where's church music? Yes.
Like
Holy
I don't know,
yes.
like I'm just a type of person who sticks to what she knows
Mm-hmm.
and what I can do well at. That doesn't mean that I can't try to dibble dabble in certain things to see if my creative side will allow me to, but I
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm good at. I'm
Yep.
not about to go dibble dabble and say big time choreographer and then you ask me for a piece and I'm staring at you. I'm not doing that.
No, you're jumping into something else, but
But I'm
okay.
just saying,
Yeah,
but
I
like I'm
know.
just
It
talking.
all aligns.
Like
I
you know,
know. It all
everything
aligns.
aligns.
Yeah, yeah. You're absolutely right. I 110% agree with you, and that is the reason why tremendously concerned. I'm super
As
duper
we all
concerned.
should be.
I'm super duper concerned, and that's why like I just stick to the lakes that I'm used to, Brenda. Because when I tell you that I don't care to fit in with anybody, like I just don't care to fit in.
There's
I'm
nothing
just like
what are you
I'm
fitting
just
in
here.
for?
I have nothing to fit in for.
Because when you fit in, you don't stand out. Because you're just in the group of people with everybody else. So it's
Oh, who's
purpose.
that? You
Yo,
look
greetings.
nice.
Aunt friend.
I am, but I edit stuff.
What up, yo?
You went to a grocery store? Oh, thank you so much.
Come on, food.
Appreciate that.
Corned beef is in the fridge, right?
No, it's finished.
That's crazy. That's
Yo,
wild. Belly's
Tristan.
on E,
Yo,
brother.
the way Tristan ate that corned beef, I'm like
Holy.
Tristan.
You guys remember the $6 and 49-cent corned beef? Oh, okay.
Tristan came back for this for
That's
seconds.
crazy. Never mind. You know when you come to this place with your belly empty? Wild. But anyways,
Do you like her jacket?
thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
That
pretty much like what we that was it.
that was it, to be
Yeah,
honest, friends. And honestly, guys, there's different conversations that I'd like to have about certain things and staying in your lane.
we'll talk about
But we'll
that.
talk about that eventually. But we'll get there. All I'm saying is point your toes and stretch your knees. Okay? Since we all want to dibble dabble in things, let's start off with that. Okay?
No, that is like the
If you took anything from this podcast, point your toes, stretch your knees.
that's like probably the biggest thing that I could say. It's just the quality. Honestly,
And it's just feeling uninspired sometimes.
like oh
And
man,
just unmotivated. And I'm just like, why? But then I remember why I like to dance. So I'm just like, you know what? We're going to continue. I'm not going to let this stop me because there's no way.
I think I think the I think what we can learn from this whole conversation because I could talk for
Listen, we didn't even get to all the stuff that I would
hours
like to discuss.
and you know what
We gonna get there though.
there's going to be a part 2 of this conversation,
Definitely.
but I want to save some of these gems because I'm planning to have somebody come in and like join the podcast, and I really want it to be said from this person's mouth because there are things where we sit down and we discuss and we talk about, and like these are the things where it's like you don't want it to look like it, it doesn't want I don't want it to look like problematic or hate or like
It's not. It's coming from a place of like I genuinely want
it
us to
comes from
do
a place from
well.
love.
Yeah.
That's exactly where
Like
it
I'm
comes
not
from.
trying to like shit on you guys. I just want us to do better because we
Exactly.
can do better.
Exactly. And that's the goal. So I'm going to save some of these topics.
This is just more of a
I'm going to save it.
ranting,
This is just
venting
this was
situation.
just the growth of it. And
Yeah.
then I feel like the second half of this conversation I'm going to hold on to, and I'm going to wait until we bring this person to join us, and
So,
then
yeah,
when this person comes, we will discuss.
yeah, that was just more of a rant.
Because there's some of you calling
Little
yourself choreographers that shouldn't be calling yourself
lit lit
choreographers.
lit.
There are some of you that we don't need
I'm hot.
to.
I'm
It
hot.
doesn't
I'm
I don't
hot.
know
It
where
doesn't
the
qualify.
qualifications have just slipped away, and now all of a sudden you don't need to be qualified to do certain
No,
things.
because you take a couple
Um,
classes, that's qualification. You know.
the lack of teachers' exams. It doesn't mean anything nowadays. Not really. So there's a lot more, and then like the agencies that are out here that are just everybody's sitting down knowing that they are toxic, but we're all just going to sit and stay with this toxic agency. There's so much I'm going to say, but I think right now I'm going to hold on that part for when this person comes, and yeah, we're going to talk. We're going to
We're gonna
discuss
talk, friends, but this is just just letting it out there, just a little introduction of
of that next
what
conversation.
we're really gonna
This is
talk
the
about
intro, but
because
this was also important. So
no
I'm
us
glad that we said what we said, but you already know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe.
period.
Follow us, Shy Tea Podcast. We're outside. Yes, we're gonna still be bringing in some good guests, great guests. We have some more to finish off the season, so that's good.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue to be outside. So make sure you follow, subscribe. We have some big things planned. I cannot wait. Everything's aligning. So make sure you tune in and make sure you're always here and turn on that bell button so you're notified.
every time we
Now,
upload.
you know, everything is going to be happening and
Yeah,
you'll be seeing more things.
period.
All right. You done know,
You sound
family.
ew.
You done know. I was doing the UK. You
I
done
know that's why I
know.
said ew.
Oh, that's ill? Okay.
It
Okay.
wasn't
You know what?
terrible.
Okay, bye, guys. Bye. Bye, friends.
Bye,
Bye. Bye.
friends.
This girl said ill.
Love you so much. Love you so much.